I would imagine in Israel, either a ceasefire is called that gets prolonged while some new normal takes place and a two-state solution comes back on the table. That's the most likely thing that's going to happen. Whether that happens soon or not, I don't know, whether we're talking months or years. But for Netanyahu to remain in power, he's going to have to call a ceasefire and then work through a ceasefire. Same thing is going to happen in Ukraine. Ukraine and Israel are going to look very similar from this point forward.
In what way?
Because the aggressor or the U.S.-backed country, Ukraine and Israel, have both made promises that they can't maintain. There's no way Zelensky is going to win this war to the point where all of the pre-Soviet era boundaries of Ukraine are returned to Ukraine.
So now the decision is just how many people are going to die.
Yeah, the decision is how many people are going to die before you call a ceasefire and basically cut the country in half according to the borders that are already there.
Yep.
In Israel, like Netanyahu's promised that he's going to occupy Palestinian lands once they are done cleansing the people of Hamas.
Right.
That's not going to happen. You're not going to cleanse them of Hamas. Like, you've created an injustice. Hamas is always going to be there. And then if you do occupy Palestinian lands, there's still Palestinian lands, and now you're going to have even more impetus for Palestinians to join Hamas and fight back against Israeli occupation. So both of those leaders are going to find they can't fulfill their promise. The next best thing to fulfilling your promise is essentially to find some kind of prolonged stalemate that gives the world a chance to reset with a different disaster that takes the attention off of you.
And then once that different disaster comes in, what do?
Then for those countries, they're off the X now.
Yeah, off the X meaning not everybody's watching them. And then while they're not watching them, do they try to find some sort of solution? And then everybody's got their tail tucked between their legs, but it doesn't matter because nobody's looking.
Frankly, what I think is going to happen is Zelensky and Netanyahu are going to get political sanctuary, asylum in the United States.
Wow.
Because think about it, the United States can't let Zelensky die. They cannot do it. He's the voice of democracy in Europe, and everybody knows Putin wants to kill him, because that's going to be a fantastic win for Putin. Putin's killed at least 2 other opponents in the last 3 years, right? So Zelensky already, if he hasn't already signed the deal, it's coming his way soon. He will get asylum in the United States, and he'll be a leader excommunicado, right? And that's
who leads the country when he's gone?
It's going to be a shadow puppet government for Russia, or it's going to be a puppet government for NATO, one way or the other.
So Ukraine and Israel are begging China to invade Taiwan.
Correct.
They're like, do it tomorrow so that we could settle our shit without the X on our back.
And China's sitting here watching the whole thing.